we're back with another episode of 2020 Unfiltered. I am Takara. I'm here with my girls, Taylin and Kia. Again, we're missing Marie today. Hopefully she'll be back soon, but we're still keeping her and her family lifted in prayer. But today, even though Marie is absent, we have a guest, and it just so happens to be a man, which I think is fitting. It's June. A lot of people do Father's Day, Men's Appreciation Month, even though it's Black Music Appreciation Month too. But we like to give a little shine to the men in the month of June. So as I was telling the girls, Mr. Yale Poole, who's our guest today, is one of my college friends. Like, this has been my dude who I would bounce ideas off of and just have whatever kind of conversations I wanted to have with him over the last 20 years or so. So I figured it was only right to bring him on today, seeing as how he has a whole podcast called The Mind of a Man, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're gonna do today is pick the brain of a man. So I hope you ladies have your questions ready, but I do want to start with a topic that Yale and I discussed that seems to be a popular topic, and he can go more into it as far as the discussion and the podcast that he actually listens to a lot. I'm going to start by asking you ladies, if you had to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, and you cannot say 7, what would you rate yourself? I'm gonna start with the Bratz doll.
So when you say rate yourself, are you talking about physical, mental, like just your whole package?
Whole package.
Well, go physical.
Okay.
Go physical?
Yeah, straight out the shower.
That's right. You did say that. Straight out the shower. We're gonna start with the physical. Straight out the shower, 1 to 10.
I say like an 8.
Okay. What about you, kid?
I was gonna say about an 8.5.
Okay, 8.5.
You know.
Okay. So,
what about you?
The shower kind of humbles me a little bit.
Well, hold on. Can I go back? If we're talking like straight out the shower, just completely, it might be an 8. It might be an 8.
Like, okay, so Kia's dropping her half a point.
Yeah.
Based on my own body image, straight out the shower, I'm gonna go 6.5. Yeah. Just because I'm fluffy in the middle and I hate that. So I'm gonna say a 6.5 out the shower. Now, you throw some clothes on your girl, I'm gonna bump it up. But straight out the shower, I'm humble. So I'll go 6.5. Now, can we do total package now?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, total package, 1 to 10. Does your number change?
I say it would go up by a point by 9.
Okay.
Because I know there's still things that I still need to work on myself, so I can't rate myself a 10.
Okay, what about you, Kia?
Yeah, same. I was gonna say 8.5 to 9 is what I'd say for total package. Because like Taylor said, I still have some things that I know I gotta get in line before I hit that 10 mark.
Yeah, your girl is jumping up. I'm gonna say my total package on paper, your girl is a 9.5. Because y'all let me get a flat stomach, I'm finna start acting differently. Your girl finna act funny with the flat stomach. Yeah, total package, I'm gonna say 9.5. Now, here's the thing that was very interesting to me when we had this discussion. Well, yeah, I'll let you get into it. Can you tell them a little bit about the podcast and the whole rating, the basis behind it, and where we went with that discussion?
Okay. First, excuse me, I know y'all see me with this towel here, my trademark, wetting. I shaved and just got out the shower, so I got stuff coming, all off. So just, you good. Trying to cool off over here. So, yeah, this is not my thing. I heard this one day listening to Kevin Samuel.
I knew you were gonna say Kevin Samuel.
Yeah. I knew it was him too.
And
he's always rating people.
It's so funny when you hear or talk about Kevin Samuels. There are so many mixed views. there are men that hate them, men that love them, women that hate them, women that love them. It's so funny. And so I was telling Takara about that. We was talking about that part. And so I was like, yeah, this is one of the things that I see he do on the show with some of the people, and it's kind of a trip, you know. And so she was like, oh, that's interesting. And so we kind of got into a little flow of that. So yeah, this is not my thing that I do. This just something I heard from him.
So this is where what really piqued my interest. His whole thing with rating and asking the women to rate themselves and so forth was based on what the women said they were looking for in men. So if you remember in the last episode, we talked about our types, what we look for in a man. I think I asked for like the top 3 things or something like that. Well, none of us mentioned salary. And like I was telling Yale, I said, that's something that I've never considered. Like, I didn't even know people really look at that, or people even have that as a criteria for dating someone. But he said, Kevin was basically saying, like, these women may say, oh, I need a guy that makes $300,000 a year, or whatever. And he's like, well, you're a solid 6.5. Like, you're not going to get a guy that makes $300,000 a year, because what makes you a 6.5 is, and I'll use myself for an example because it's clearly not true, but you're 41 and you're a single mom, even though I only have one child. And your salary is, let's say, 40,000. So what qualifies you to date a man, and you're not in shape? So what qualifies you to date a man that makes 300,000? Well, to me, because I never think salary when it comes to dating, I was just like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't get it. Like, what? And of course, he's not the end all be all. His voice is not the end all be all, but that was just really weird to me. What do y'all think about that?
Well, me personally, when I've thought of like dating a guy, because I make my own money and I'm not to where I want to be yet, but I have that mindset that like, I'm going to be making a lot of money eventually. So I don't really think about a guy's money necessarily, like, oh, he has to make this certain amount. Now he does have to have his own, like, you know, he does have to have a job, preferably a career or just something. And he needs to be like financially smart and all of that. But I never be like, oh, he has to make at least 100,000 a year or something like that. It just, right. I don't know, I guess because I just take care of myself mostly, so.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Kia. I don't think I ever think about like, oh, he has to make this much a year. I always think about like, okay, is he financially stable? Does he have his own place? Does he have a car? Does he have essentials? If we want to do things, is he the type of guy that can do these type of things? Is he accustomed to the things that I'm accustomed to? I just think more like that, but it's never like, oh, it has to be this much or it can't be this little or anything like that.
So one of the things too that Yale said with, one of the things Kevin told a young lady was, if you want a guy that makes like 6 figures, like high in the 6 figures or what have you, you can't have the mindset that you're also going to keep your career. Like, that type of guy is not going to want his woman to work, to be outside of the home. Like, he's going to want her there to take care of the kids and what have you. So would you guys be willing to give up your career or your livelihood for the sake of dating and maybe marrying a guy that is wealthy, that can clearly take care of the both of you? Would you be willing to give up that level of independence?
Well, let me add one little thing to that, please.
Go ahead.
The girl was mid-20s. She made about 50,000. She said she wanted, I think, 2 kids. And he asked her, I think, about, well, how much do you want this man to make? And she said, oh, about 400,000. And he was like, okay. He was asking her, like, how many men do you know that make 400,000? That's pushing the top 1%. And he was talking to her about that. And she was like, yeah. He said, well, let me ask you this. How much money you make? She said 50,000. She was in Atlanta. He said, okay. Said, how many kids? She said, I want 2. Said, who's going to raise the kids? She said, oh, I get a nanny, or we'll do something like that. He started shaking his head. And she was like, well, he said, most guys that make $400,000, if they have kids, they want you to raise them kids. They make enough money so you don't have to work to, you know, you can stay at home and raise those kids. They don't want that man is not looking for you to be out here in a career while the nanny and all these other people raise the kids. And so he brought that to her. And so she was really struggling because she said she really loves her job. And she couldn't really see letting go of her job to go to work to do her 9 to 5 or whatever while somebody else raised their kids with a husband making that kind of money.
So now with those factors, Kia, are you leaving Blue Cross?
Yes, because that's like no question for me. I'm leaving Blue Cross. But the only stipulations I would have is I don't mind, staying home, taking care of the kids, like, making sure the home is straight and everything like that. But I still need to be able to have my own like hobbies that I put time into. Okay. Like even if I still want to create websites or whatever I'm doing on the side, like graphic design stuff, I should still be able to do that.
And I don't think from what he was saying, I don't think that would have been a problem because that would have still put you at home with the kids and you still can have your office, you still can do your own thing. I guess it was just like my wife going to work this 9 to 5. I make this kind of money. We got to send the kids off, to all these different places where it really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind. Personally, I would not mind.
What about you, Tay?
I would agree as well with Kia. I've never had a problem with like a stay-at-home mom or wife, but it would be the same. Like she said, I would still have to have my hobbies. I have my own businesses, so I still would want to like, even if I have somebody that's managing my businesses, like they're more hands-on, I would still want to like have some control of my business. I couldn't just be completely at home with the kids all the time. I have to have something else going on because the way that I'm set up, that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So listen, I'm actually shocked that y'all said that just being younger, being as young as you are. I didn't grow up seeing like stay-at-home moms. And so that's foreign to me. And that's just like the idea of that. I don't know parts of it. Like,
and maybe it's because we don't have kids yet either. So
right.
We don't know.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, because COVID forced me into a situation to where I was already working from home, but now I'm a homeschool teacher and working from home. So I had to balance. And of course I have my businesses as well. So I had to balance all of that, but it would definitely have to be a clear discussion because I was in a marriage before where my ex was a complete narcissist and I was in grad school at the time and I was working and I had my baby, but because I worked from home, then he saw it as, well, you're a stay-at-home mom, so you should be like sweeping and mopping the kitchen all day and the house should smell like roses and you should be vacuuming and there should be no dishes and like dusting and all this stuff. And I'm like, so when am I supposed to work then? If I'm the maid, when am I going to work? Like, that's just my mindset. I know that I'm not cut out for that at all. Like, I wouldn't even want my husband to think, oh, Car's home, so that means we're getting 3 meals a day and the house is spotless and she's cleaning up behind everybody. And no, if that's the understanding, nah, shawty, I'll keep the 50,000. Like I'll deal with Blue Cross for a little bit longer.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
Yeah. I think it's that extreme independence. And again, I think it goes back to childhood and upbringing. So before my parents got married, like I saw my mom working 3 jobs to take care of me and my sister. And so that's what was instilled in me at an early age. Like, I'm a very independent woman. I'm a woman that works. I got my first job at 14 because I lied to McDonald's. Can't get me now. I told them I was 16 and I started working because I didn't like the clothes my mom was buying me. I wanted to be able to buy my own clothes. So I started working so I could go shopping and buy my own clothes. And that was like, that started my whole independence. So I worked through high school. I worked through college. Like, I've always been that. I've always had my own. I don't know what it's like to just have somebody take care of me. Like, that's just, I don't know. It's foreign to me. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's foreign to me. So I don't know.
But isn't that like a big thing in the Black community that Black women kind of don't know how to like let go of the reins because we're so used to having to be the ones to hold everything down that oftentimes we don't know how to let like a man or somebody else just, pamper us and be the one to fully take care of us. But back in the day, that's how it was. A black man held everything down. So
that's very true, Tay. And I think the shift, everybody says, the shift happened pretty much with the crack era, when the black men, the black husbands were taken out of the home, when they were filling up the penitentiary. So
they going to jail, that changed the whole system.
And I'm an 80s baby, so I grew up in that. I saw that side of it. I didn't grow up seeing. Now my grandma was there. My grandma would tell me stories how she didn't really work and she raised 5 kids and my granddaddy worked and all of that. But I didn't physically see that. What I saw was mama working and doing this. So I can say that I'm one who is that. I'm sis. I'm the black woman who doesn't know how to be taken care of, so to speak. But that leads me to my first question for Yale. Is it really a turnoff? Is it really an intimidation factor for black men when the black woman is someone who's extremely independent and comes to the table with a lot of her own, not necessarily needing him to take care of her?
You say, is it a turn off or intimidation? It can be both, but it can be neither. It really depends on the man, and it depends on both parties. What I mean by that is, it depends on the man on how secure he is in his own dwelling. If he's secure, he wants his woman to be able to secure the bag as well. You know what I'm saying? 2 bags are better than 1. In that sense of both building, if you're going to have that, since she already has her own. If he is maybe not where he wants to be mentally, financially, in his career, then he looks at you as you're growing. He might be like, whoa, he's keep having to cock his head back higher to look at you because you're steady growing and he's not. So he can feel some type of way about that. With him not wanting to pull you back down to where he's at, he may just be intimidated. So he may not even want to deal with you. He may want to deal with a woman that's a little more needy, which makes him feel better about himself as a man. So on the flip side, there are some women that if they are uber successful, and I'm gonna use this word, don't y'all click that off and cut me off when I use this word, okay? I'm gonna see my whole screen go black. There are some women, even though they make all this money, they have all of this success, they struggle with being or showing, exhibiting a level of submissiveness in a relationship. So if that guy who doesn't have it all sees that woman who has it all, she's gonna be like, I wear the pants in this relationship. Now he feels emasculated. Now he feels that she's not talking to me as her man, she's talking to me as her son. For a black man, that don't work. So, so now where I'm thinking, I'm talking to my girl, she's looking at me as her son because she feels I got to take care of you. I'm doing more than you. Get your stuff up. What's taking so long? Are you back in school yet? Are you doing this? What are they saying on that job? Oh, you need to leave that here. You know, you're not doing this. What about that business you talked about? Oh, wow. Nah, you taking too long. Go do this, and this. And so now she's turned into mother, business coach, business strategist, his everything. And so he just sitting there with his head down, like, I can't keep up. I can't compete.
So I may be guilty of that.
You think?
However, because my intentions would never be to emasculate a man. Never. I have the utmost respect just off GP because of who you are for Black men. However, why would it not be seen as motivation or wanting to help him succeed? Why would it be seen as or received as an attack on his manhood or coming across as motherly?
Because remember I said for some men, there are some men that appreciate that. There are some men that'll brag on their woman like, yo, my woman do this, dog. I don't even know how she with me. Like, she with me and she here. Like, I got to get my game up, but my baby helping me. So I feel good here. She still lets me and makes me, she still understands that I am a man at the end of the day. Even though we're on two different career paths, even though we may have different stuff going on in our life, career-wise and financially, she still respects and understands that I'm a man. Now, for that other woman, the witness looked at as intimidating or she's emasculating, it's delivery. It's not necessarily what you do or say, but how you do it.
Right.
You know, so if that man if you constantly coming to him, I know you ain't sitting there watching the game. He like, yes. Did you fill out your such and such yet? You got a job yet? What happened? I'm waiting on them to call me. Don't wait on them. You email them. Cut the game off and go do. See, when you doing this, now you talking to your son.
Right.
So basically, don't be
demeaning. Thinking,
right.
As a man.
Yeah, I would never do that. All right. Whatever. Y'all, somebody take over because, honey, I will run these questions.
Okay. I got some questions now. Mine is like not in relation to what you just asked, Takara, but this was a question that I seen on Twitter. Well, a scenario. So this girl asked her guy best friend to come help her, I think paint or something like that. She asked him for a favor. And so he responded and he was like, don't you got a man? And so basically people in the comments were like, on either side. One, the girls, most of the women were like, well, if that's her friend, why didn't he just come help out? Like, why was this oh, you got a man situation if that was her friend? And then the guys was like, well, they feel like they would have been overstepping boundaries, or that they just feel like that is a boyfriend's job to do, stuff like that, like moving or painting or whatever. So my question for you is, where do you stand in that whole situation?
That's a good question.
You can tell by my excitement of listening to this.
Yeah.
I want to hear this.
I'm a firm believer in that. And let me tell you why. This is unfiltered, right? I want to know my boundaries.
It's unfiltered. But please explain, what is it that you're saying you're a firm believer of?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my side.
Okay.
It's a little twofold. I agree that you do have some friends that you can do certain things for. I even take it to relatives. I mean, I'm getting back to friends, but I even take it to relatives. If my sister calls me and asks me to come to her house and cut her grass, and she has an overgrown Negro sitting in the house, you think I'm going to come over there and cut her grass? And he's sitting right there on the couch with his feet kicked up? Oh no. No. Now, take it to the friend side. Same thing. If I'm coming over to your house to help paint, or, now, if that is my specialty, if I'm a professional painter, that might be different. Because your man may not know how to paint. So you're calling, I'm your friend and I'm also a painter. But if I'm the homie and you asking me to come paint and your dude sitting right there, or, you have a dude, I'm thinking like, I shouldn't be the first call. Because now let's get real with this. And let's see Takara's face, so she really ain't gonna like.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to chime in. Go ahead.
She really ain't gonna like what I'm about to say next. In some guy's perspective, I almost had to say this wrong. In so many words, he's eating for free.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Listen, so Hazel didn't even like that response.
Yeah, she did.
That means I'm in agreement.
Hazel,
right, she was like,
No,
I'm in agreement with what he said just now.
I'm sorry.
Hazel like that. She's a female dog, so she ain't like that.
That's why
Hazel.
She's in agreement.
No. So, no, I totally disagree with. Now, this is where I'm not gonna say totally. I agree with the whole, if he's laying on the couch, if he's there, cool, whatever. But if you're my friend and this is my house, not the house that I share with my man, who's to say, number one, that you're the first call, but two, why should it matter? Like, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw my dude under the bus. One of my best friends, Brandon Sanders, and I can't wait till he watched this.
Hey, Brandon.
Brand is that. That would have been Brandon's response. Like, if I'm in a relationship or if I'm married and I ask Brandon to do something, oh no, you got a man. Now I can say Bink needs, because that's his godchild. So for her, like, oh, I bought her a basketball goal for graduation. That was her surprise. Brand, can you come put it together? Absolutely. Now, had I said, Brand, I bought a basketball goal for my house, can you come put it together? Oh, nah, I'm not doing that. No. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right, for the simple fact, anytime he asks me, oh, can you come decorate my house or something? Because I love doing stuff like that. That's my dude. I want him to have a good, set up for the girls when they come through or whatever. But at no point have I ever said, oh, nah, you got this chick or you got that chick, they can do it. I would never say that, because I'm a friend. If my friend calls on me with a request that's not outlandish, then I'm going to honor that request. So I don't understand the whole premise of that.
I have a question for you, Takara, when you're talking about scenarios. So somebody asked this in the Twitter comments. Well, a guy said that it's basically like your friend guy asking you to come over and wash his dishes, and he got a girlfriend.
Or cook him dinner.
Or what?
Cook him dinner.
Yeah, or cook him dinner or something like that. And he has a girlfriend. So then you're kind of like, well, you got a girlfriend, so why isn't she washing your dishes or cooking you dinner? So do you think, what would you do in that?
Well, first of all, I despise dishes. So no, I'm not washing no dishes. But now on the dinner side, it would really be a case by case basis, because if I know, I'll use Brand again as an example. Let's say he got a girlfriend. Well, Brand is young. And so the chick might be young. She might not know how to cook. And he's not from here. His mama doesn't live in Columbia. So if he's just like, man, I really want some good macaroni and some fried chicken or whatever. What's up? Can you cook for me? I'll probably do it. And I'll be like, okay, in return, I need you to do such and such and such. But again, that's my friend. So it wouldn't matter to me that he had a girl. If anything, I'd be like, shoot, tell her to come over so I can teach her. It would be that type of thing. But them dishes, no. Straight face, no.
Let me add into that real quick. Now, men have a hard time feeling that they're being used by women. And so that's where it really stems from, because like I was saying, he's eating for free. So you will have this man that will, you got a friend that calls you and say, hey, I need you to come and do XYZ, but she has a dude. So that dude comes over, they go out, he sleep with her, they do all this other stuff. He getting all of the benefits. I'm putting in the sweat and labor over here. Why is he not doing that if he getting all the benefits? And so that's where some guys look at that. Now, it really, really plays a factor if that guy really likes you.
That I was just about to say, the only time that comes into play is if
not
you're
the only, because I've done that. I've done that to women that ask me, why don't you come do that? I'm looking like, come do what now?
So the friendship isn't a benefit to you, because you're saying he's reaping all of the benefits. That means our friendship isn't a benefit.
The friendship is cool, but the friendship, just like any friendship, has boundaries. I can't get her to come over and rub my back. She's gonna say, tell your girl to do it, if that's the case. So it has its limitations. But when the guy likes you and you're dealing with someone else, that's you better not ask him for nothing.
That's different.
Ask him to spit on you if you're on fire. Like, no.
But is that our responsibility?
No.
Like, should we overlook the fact that we're asking something of our friend just because our friend has a crush on us?
No, but what I'm saying is, did you ask your man? Your man should take, here's the thing. If you got a man and I'm a friend and I come up and say, hey, we need to do X, Y, Z, you're going to say, oh, I can't do this because I have a man. or oh, let me ask my man, or oh, XYZ my man. Well, god dang it, the same thing when you get your grass cut, you ask your man, you get approved by your man. Because
what if he got allergies and he can't cut the grass?
What
if he got allergies and he can't cut the grass?
That's what he can do though. He can pay for somebody to cut it.
What if he pays you?
Then that's different. I'm doing a service.
Okay. But you couldn't do it as a favor to your friend.
Now, here's the thing. Like I said, that's different. If you got a man that has severe allergies or he's sick in the hospital, something he normally does. He normally cuts your grass, but he broke his leg doing something. He hurt himself. He can't get out there to do it. As a man, I don't want you out there trying to cut your grass as a woman. So I will come and do it for you just on the strength of our friendship. Okay. Even though he's dead, it has nothing to do. I might even, hey, do we need something? He needs some Gatorade or something. I'm gonna pick him up something on the way over there because he's a cool dude if we cool like that. But on the strength of just, you don't want to ask him. Like, we not at that level. I don't want to ask him to do all of this stuff. Because, see, I don't want him to look at me differently like I'm needy. And I don't want him to change what we have. So I'm not going to ask him to do these things. There's some women that will not ask a man to do anything. They'll give everything, but won't ask for anything.
Are you tapping into something right there now?
That's just like me pulling up at the gas station. I pull up at the gas station, getting gas. And you will never guess how many times I've seen a woman get out the car. She paid. She's pumping her gas. I might have got my gas. I'm walking into, let's say we're at QT, I'm walking into the store. I walk by the car, you got the dude with the seat laid back in the passenger side on the phone chilling. He did not pay or he did not pump. He did not do anything. You see what I'm saying? But that goes into upbringing and how you raised. Yep. You know, some guy, he figured that's her car. Ain't my car. So he won't do it. But you got to realize if she allowed it, I mean, what can I say? I can't walk past her and tell her, you need to have him out. Because she may be like, yeah, I know, but he won't do it. I always have to pump the gas. And I'm like, hey, stupid. And then I go and get in my car and go by.
But look, when you said if she allows it, that made me think about something. So what if it's not the scenario of the allergies or the broken leg? What if the dude is just sorry when it comes to stuff like that? And she knows, look, yeah, he's sorry. He ain't gonna cut the grass. The grass is up to my knees. Can you please come and cut my grass? What you gonna do?
Now, you know me, right? Okay, you see that look on your face? Okay. So there would be a typical response that I would give. And basically, it would be like, that's not my problem. Like, you chose the sorry guy. You have to deal with all of the repercussions of that sorry man. See, when you pick a sorry guy, you get everything in the sorry package that he brings. You see what I'm saying? You don't get to pick the sorry guy and get the benefits from the good guys over here. Because you chose the sorry guy. You knew what he had to offer. If you did not know it, you seen it later on. You chose to stay in it. Hey,
so are you my friend or are you my daddy who's trying to punish me and teach me a lesson?
No. See, here's the thing. I'm not punishing you. You punishing yourself.
You telling me no? That's punishment. I don't like no's. I'm allergic to
See, I ain't got nothing to do with what you like. That's on you. But what I'm saying is you're punishing yourself because of how you value yourself. So that's you, not me. I'm just standing my ground because, see, I value myself more. That I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be the Mr. Belvedere and Benson running around to all my homegirls' house cleaning up and doing everything at their house with all their men there. Or they got all these men and I'm just running around. No, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
So it's not me punishing. It's just me recognizing that, hey, this is what you chose, you know? So you get with whatever package he brings.
All right. That was a good question, kid. That was great.
Yeah, I'm like, how am I supposed to lead up with that question, kid?
I don't know. I really just wanted to know about it.
It's good, Tay. Go ahead.
Oh, great. So I want to talk about kind of what we were talking about last week, which was about, what you want a man about, like women approaching men these days. How we were stating that, you said that you've done the whole Bumble thing. You've approached a man first, and then you asked us would we ever like approach a man first. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about the fact that in today's society, you don't see a lot of men approach women like you used to.
Right.
Back in the day, it was easy for a guy to come up, get your number. That's not happening anymore. They have social media and they're not even doing it there. So it's not happening in person, and it may not even happen online as much for some women. So what do you think is causing that? Are men more intimidated? What's going on with men today with them not approaching women as much as they used to?
Well, one of the things you said was back in the day. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, there was a certain level of cultures that was set. I have this church I was at, this guy, he was one of the elders, but he was like a spiritual father. Like I would go to him for a lot. And he was telling me about, and he married my homeboy's mom, and great guy. And he was telling me about, he wanted her. He went after her. They started to date a little bit. He proposed to her. She turned him down 3 times. He was persistent that that's my wife. Now they've been married for 100 years ever since. But that was a different culture back then. Right. Now, as much as it is men's fault, it's just as much women's fault as well. Certain women don't require that. Certain women now are so pressed with their biological clock ticking. They're so pressed with not being the only one in the group without a man. They're so pressed to be like, some women do not even know how to be alone. They're so scared of themselves for being alone, they gotta get in a relationship. So they're gonna press it, they'll see this guy, he looked at me. Okay, what's taking him so long? All right, if he ain't over here in 5 minutes talking to me, I'm going over to him. It's like they can't even let the process work out sometimes. But so now, like I always tell people, you teach people how to treat you. So with that woman is going to go and approach that man. If that man has a little looks, a little something about him, and he get a couple of women that do that to him, why would he ever go and approach a woman now?
Wow.
Because he sits back and everybody comes to him, and so, excuse me, so some of the dynamics have changed, which make the culture change, which make the upbringing change. Like, it's a lot of things like that. Like, when you go and find guys in their 30s and 40s, a lot of us would sit and tell you there are certain things we have not seen, unfortunately, from our fathers and uncles and older cousins in the community that they said that they seen. So when you hear them say, oh, I courted, you ask a guy in his 30s and some 40s, what does the word court mean when you're talking about relationships? They couldn't tell you, because it's something that's not really done that much anymore. So it was a cultural shift. A lot of women became so much more independent than when you're talking about back in the day. Right. So with that level of independence, I don't need no man to come up and talk to me. I'm a go-getter. I go get what I want. I see him, I want him, I go get him. You see what I'm saying? So now, so it's hard to tell.
Oh my gosh.
It's hard to tell her to sit on that and wait for him to come over here. For who? What am I waiting for him for? So it's a lot of different factors. It just depends what everybody fall in at.
So basically, the lack of patience has cost us the guys coming up to you at the gas station and grocery store. All right.
And it's not, let me say that it's nothing wrong, I believe, with a woman letting a man know that she's interested or putting it out there in that fashion. Because you got to realize, just like you said, at the grocery store, the gas station, let's think about that. Y'all, like I said, y'all excuse me, my sinuses have been messing with me for the last couple of days. So how much time do we have if we at Walmart? I seen you on aisle 5, we checking each other out. I'm only gonna be in the store 10 minutes. so we see each other on the other aisle, I might check you out and be like, So you see that, you like, okay, he ain't said nothing. He heading to the register now to check out. So you thinking like, okay, what do I do? Do I let him go? Or do I go ahead and try to catch up with him to say something to him? Because we're in a time situation. A guy you work with may be a little different because you may have more time to see him on a regular basis to, talk, to flirt, to do whatever you got to do. But when it comes to that time sensitive stuff, sometimes women will go ahead and make that jump because they're like, look, he was about to go. I had to. And then some women will be like, oh, well, he ain't say nothing. That's his loss.
That's how I feel. Like,
so would y'all approach him in that situation?
I don't think I would. I just feel like if a guy wants to talk to you, that he would. That's just how I have always thought about it. Like, if a guy wants you or if he wants what he wants, he's gonna make that move. So I'll just let a guy approach me if that's the case.
So let me ask you a quick question. So would you see that guy and you in one of them situations where the time is kind of short, would you let that guy know that you're interested in some shape, form, or fashion with a smile, a wave, or anything?
Yeah, no, I do give like a little hint. Like I'll look a few times, not where it's creepy, but enough to where he sees me and I'm kind of smirking or smiling a little bit. So therefore he knows like, oh, okay, she's, she kind of feeling me or whatever. Maybe I can go approach her. Like, and I feel like a lot of women think that's them shooting their shot. It's like them giving them glances and like them looks. And so, yeah, we're just basically inviting the guy in to like, come talk to me or,
Yeah.
See, that makes a difference. If you're giving him something to say, okay, hey, I'm kind of interested. Then now, if you give him that and he still look and he just kind of like, oh, okay, he going about his business, you probably didn't want him nowhere.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I know black men don't cheat, but
black men don't cheat. Thank you, Lord.
I would be inclined to think if he did, like, if he's doing that smiling and flirting and stuff, but then he goes on out, his wife and kids could be waiting in the car outside.
Yeah, I was like,
he could be there with the girlfriend, or even if he does approach you, the wife and kids still could be out in the car. So I don't know.
That's true.
I mean, he could. But since black men don't cheat, you don't want to take that first thought is that, oh, his wife and kids in the car.
Woo. So
let's go just negative first.
If he doesn't,
let's just go there. Let's go there. So I was having a conversation with Yale earlier about cheating, and I said, I think just based on my own experiences, based on what I've heard from my friends, family, just in different scenarios. For a woman to cheat, there is a lack somewhere. Either it's a lack in fulfillment sexually, it's a lack in attention, which I tend to hear more than anything. Even on TV shows, they play that out. Or there's a lack in communication. There's something that she's lacking, and then she goes and seeks it elsewhere. But I said with men, again, now speaking from personal experiences, I used to always say, oh, I don't leave room for error. Like, no woman can step to my man and offer him anything because I ain't just bringing it to the table. Sis is the table. So whatever you need, want, desire is here. I'm here. I'm all of that. But I was humbled when I was actually cheated on. So I asked him, I said, well, why do men cheat? And I told him not to answer it until we get on the show because I needed all of us to chime in on this, but not black men, because y'all don't cheat. Them other men. Why do they cheat if the understanding, and again, speaking from my own experience, I was told, oh, you're the best, you're the greatest. No, it wasn't about this, it wasn't about that, it wasn't about that, it was me, blah, 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 which could have been some bull anyways. But if there is no lack, according to the man, why do they cheat?
All right, this question here there's no one answer for this question.
Oh, we're here for all of them.
Listen, there's about 10 million answers. The reason I say that is because every man is different. Okay. But Okay, let's take from what you said, let's take 100% of that as being accurate. Let's say you are the best thing since sliced bread. Let's say when God made woman, he made you, and you are the model and the standard of it. So let's say that's the case. So any guy gets with you, he has this perfect prototype of a woman of what God made. Okay. So he has no reason to cheat.
Correct.
So why does he cheat?
I don't know.
So the thing would be, that's why I say it's different from every man. Because what you're looking at is, I'm the perfect prototype, which may be true. He may not feel that he's the perfect prototype. What that means is, a lot of times when people cheat, it does not have anything to do with the person they cheat on. Okay, if I'm dating a person and I cheat on them, and they have not given me any reason to cheat on them, they have been a perfect partner, and I cheat. It could be, see, here's the thing about understanding people. You may not know my story, so you don't know how I grew up. And you don't know that I grew up being let's just say I'm being the kid that's being picked on all the time. None of the girls like me. And when I finally get up and get of age, I finally get a girlfriend. That one girlfriend, yeah, she cheated on me. I'm through. I finally get you. You're the perfect person for me. Perfect person, perfect woman. And then I start smelling myself, as the old folks say. Start getting attention from these other women that I've never had before. I don't know how to handle my newfound fame. So I feel that it's only my duty, because now I'm with you, I like you, but I don't want to hurt you, but I never got a chance to experience that growing up. So that's one way. The other way is, which is real deep, that you will never, I ain't gonna say never, rarely ever get a man to admit to this. That man that cheated may feel less than a man. And because of what he's been told or what he saw, what he's experienced, sex makes him feel more of a man. Not just sex with you, but sex with multiple women. Meaning, I feel good because all of these women want me, that they're giving themselves unto me. So I feel fulfilled. So then I can go back with you and be with you, and you're the perfect person. I have no reason to cheat on you. You'll do whatever I ask, whenever, however. You're just a wonderful person. But something on the inside of me that you can't fix, you and all of your perfection can't fix what's on the inside of me. And so what's on the inside of me is, I'm feeling less than a man. So when I start feeling less than a man, whether it's by me watching your success, whether it's by something that happened on the job, whether it's by something that happened with my friends, whether it's by whatever happened, I'm like, okay, you know what? Now it's time for me to go out here. Oh, don't let that girl on the job give me a little attention, tell me that she liked my haircut and my beard look good, and she start playing in it. I ain't have no need. I ain't even looked at her that way. Cause she did that, I'm like, there you go. But see, that's something that women can't fix. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't fix what's on the inside of me. Because my traumas, my struggles, my whatever may be that thing. I don't know if y'all ever seen that Martin episode when he was going to the gym. He was married, he had his ring on, he was going to the gym.
Lost his ring.
He lost his ring because he took it off, saying, I just wanted to see if I still
got it.
That's all. I just wanted to see if I still got it. Because I'm married. So I'm hearing about my friends having, I just want to see if I still got it. Common sense would say, you shouldn't worry about that because you have a wife now. But common sense and my internal feelings and my internal dealings are two different things.
Wow. So it's basically an ego thing?
It could be ego. It could be the fact that even though I'm getting everything, God forbid if you get on my nerves one day. God forbid if you shut down the shop one day. Hey, listen. Judy at the job. Judy at the job that's done went through the whole job 2 or 3 times. Judy ain't got no man. Judy ain't even that attractive. But Judy sitting here telling me that my cologne smell good and I ain't even got on none. And Judy asking me, I can't believe your woman let you come out the house looking that good. She didn't take care of you before she came out the house. See,
we finna go jump Judy, child.
Right.
So now I'm gonna tell
call
Judy,
me. I got Judy. Don't worry about it. Call me.
and look, here I go to tell Judy, nah, my girl ain't. She ain't paying attention. She ain't even. Nah, just oh, she ain't acting right. She ain't taking care of you.
So he done open up the door for Judy.
There you go. And Judy would gladly walk through it.
Lack of self-control is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Self-control, self-discipline, self-esteem. I mean, I'm telling you, you got to think. You don't know, most guys y'all deal with, you don't know their story growing up. You only know what they tell you.
Right.
So you don't know if he was that guy that got picked on. You don't know if you're really his third real girl. You don't know if you're the best thing that ever happened to him. You're the most beautifulest girl that he's ever had in his life. And somebody and his friends say, oh, she got you whipped. Oh, you ain't like you used to be, boy. Well, I remember when me and you used to run them streets, boy. I mean, man, we would go clear the whole club out. Look at you, about to go home now, ain't you? Oh, boy, she done got you up. Now you go out and somebody hits you up. One of the girls come hollering at you. You like, yeah. I mean, it's quiet as kept. You can be like, yeah, I'm married, me too. And what's up? And then you like, all right, time for me to go home. And your boy like, well, I know you ain't. Are you about to, seriously? You about to?
Oh, God.
It be your friends, bro.
Right. Bad influences. Peer pressure.
It can be. Now, that does not mean every guy's that way. Some guys, I can tell you, will cheat. They are opportunist cheaters. They wake up that morning, they didn't have no thought to cheat. They didn't want to cheat. They just going to work, coming home, they had to go to the block. They weren't thinking about cheating. An opportunity presented itself that he could not get away from. He stayed a little too long just to check it out. This thing, oops, he done fell in. There you go. He didn't mean to. I mean, he did because he knew what he was doing.
Right.
But what I'm saying was, he didn't wake up that morning thinking that, I'm about to cheat today. I'm about to see my other girl. No, something presented itself. He wasn't strong enough to walk away from it.
That scenario does not make it any better. Like,
right.
Being honest,
that one is actually worse than the first one. I can have a little sympathy with the kid who was bullied and I'm his first or second or third real girl, but the opportunity cheater, nah, y'all gonna jump him too.
Right.
Julia on the list to get jumped. Okay.
But I mean, the good thing about it is, and the thing that we can honestly thank the Lord for on this day is that black men don't cheat.
I knew you were gonna
we can really relish in that.
Child, I wish I had something to sip because I knew you were gonna say that.
I'll sip for you.
Okay.
Anyways, what you got, kid?
Let me see, because Taylor already asked that one. Do you believe? Actually, no. I'm gonna go a different way. Do you think women are confusing with their logic sometimes? Like, do you feel like the way women think is completely left field from how men think? Okay.
Let me think here for a minute.
Really, yeah.
Of course.
Wow.
Why do you say that?
Yes. Oh God, yes. Women crazy. I mean, that's just
I knew you was about to say that. I knew it. Are we crazy, or do we just?
No, we're not.
Yeah, I feel like we're not. I feel like we're more. I want to say more in tune with our emotions, maybe, or maybe we use our emotions in a different way than y'all.
That's one way to put crazy. That's one way to shape it up. Yeah, that's one way. Okay.
Can I throw in a disclaimer right here real quick? That's not all women. Let's make no mistake, because there are some of us who are not in tune with emotions. There are some of us who do not make decisions based on emotions and do not really know how to tap into our emotional side. So
yeah, we know.
Yeah, I'm just saying. All right, but you can go with Kia's question. I'm just saying.
Yeah, from the male perspective and the male point of view, yes, y'all do come off crazy. Some of y'all, Some of y'all come off irrational. Some of y'all come off all kind of ways that's not godly. But I think from my research, that's because men and women don't have enough conversations. They don't have enough time at the table together, getting to know one another. So what happens is you'll get people that'll say things in the beginning. Yeah, I'm a little emotional. That's it. That's all you say. I don't know what that means. All of a sudden, I found out a little emotional meaning you out here writing all these words on my car and my truck and bleaching my clothes. And you told me, I told you I was a little emotional in the beginning. Like, that doesn't,
Echo, stop.
I think what it...
Hold on today.
It's unfiltered, honey.
Right, I'm trying to say this for real, unfiltered.
Right.
Well,
I think what it is though, for real, is one, there's not enough communication, open, honest communication. And two, this is hard for most people to do, but they have to realize that their way is not the only way. Because a lot of time women will see, we could be in a relationship and you can have your vision.
I'm sorry, now I'm fumbling because and it's we are really fumbling on this unfiltered episode today.
Yeah.
What energy are you bringing up in here?
We're happy to put a man on the set.
All this that chaotic energy.
We let the man on the show and everything is going haywire.
That's the thing. When they put a man on the show, everything shake up.
Everything is going haywire. Oh my God.
I need to be on here every week then. Every week. I would say the thing is, people have different views and different ways. So you can be with a guy and you can have a view for your relationship. Y'all have a view. I mean, y'all have an end goal. And the end goal, let's just hypothetically say the end goal is marriage. Okay, well, here's the thing. Y'all may not get to that marriage the same way. The end goal is marriage. But see, you have some hang-ups and some issues and some traumas that you've experienced. He has some as well. So you don't like the fact that when a man says this to you in this manner, that he don't know that because y'all haven't had that conversation. Y'all haven't had that issue where y'all can talk about that. So when he does something in that manner, now you come back yelling and fussing at him. Well, guess what? He don't like that because see, he had a mama that yelled and fussed at him all the time and cussed him out. So now you this crazy woman that remind him of his mama in a bad way. And he's that crazy dude that, you know what I'm saying? So you have different thought. Everybody has different ways that they like to do things. And so some people get self-righteous and think that their way is the way. And if that man does not walk the line that I drawn out, he ain't either the right man for me or he doing something wrong and I got to get him back in line. Vice versa to the man, this is my woman, I lay it out. This is the plan I lay out for her. And if she don't walk this line the right way, we got a problem. So that's why we look at things. They'll start to talk men are from Mars and women are from Venus, whatever. That's why they end up saying things like that. Because you'll find some men that may not be really tapped into the emotional side. And then you have some women that are heavily tapped into the emotional side. So when a situation come up, she's over there crying and he looking at her like, what's wrong with you? So she feel that he's not compassionate enough for her. He feels that she's crazy and crying at every little thing. Well, they haven't had the issue or had a chance to talk about that yes, she is very emotional. And he'll tell you, I don't know how to support you in when you have this. So I still love you. I just don't know how to support you. But that means somebody has to humble themselves down to ask for help on how to deal with each other. Sometimes you don't get people that want to do that. They just figure like, oh, well, you ain't do it next, or he ain't XYZ, she ain't XYZ. But nobody want to say, okay, listen, I know you're very emotional. I'm not. I want to be with you, but I need you to help me help you during that time. I don't know how to do this. My mama wasn't a crier. My sister's not criers. I'm not a crier. So you the first crier I know besides my little babies and little nieces and nephews. So you got to work with me here. If you want us to try to work, and vice versa. When it's something that he comes up, she should be the one to say, listen, I don't know, can you help me? Now you got two people that are willing to learn about the other person. Yeah. Now you're learning their needs, and you're learning what they, and you can build on that.
Right. Basically meeting in the middle, working with each other.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go. You up, Zay?
Oh, so I wanted to ask, do you believe that men mature more with age or experience? And I'm asking that because of the fact that I was always under the impression that, men, they have to be of a certain age before they mature and act a certain way. But over the years, I've met different men, and I've met really young men who are very mature, ready to commit, ready to be a certain man who you would think, he would be like this in his 30s, 40s, 50s plus. And then I've met men who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s plus, who you would think they were in their 20s, who are immature, not ready to commit, and they don't carry themselves a certain way. So I wanted to ask your opinion on that.
Yeah, I would say experience over age all day long. Because, as Robert used to say back in the day, unfortunately, age is just a number. And so...
And he meant that thing.
He really did.
He really meant that thing. So I think what you're talking about, like, there are guys that have experienced certain things. Like I was saying earlier, there are some guys that have never had a man to show them how to treat a woman. There are some guys who was fortunate enough to have a man show them, or they had an example. May not have been a father, it could have been a neighbor, could have been a mentor, a school teacher, somebody that showed them how to treat that woman. So you can take that guy, he can be 26 years old, and you got a guy that's almost 40, and that guy that's 26 could treat you in a more mature way than that guy that's almost 40. And you'll be like, man, how in the world is this? But that 26-year-old may have had teaching. He may have been mentored by somebody. One thing I try to tell people is mentorship is real big for me. Meaning me doing it myself, but also me finding mentors for me. Whether it be business, self, whatever, because you realize you don't know everything. And we all have been mentored by someone. I can tell you without knowing you all that there's been some women or a woman or somebody who was either influential in your life in a good way or a bad way that shaped the way that made you who you are today. There may have been a man in your life that gave you some views, whether good or bad, on where you at today. The same thing with those men. If they had a guy that never taught him how to court a woman, how to do anything like that, he's gonna go off what he see on TV, what he hear on the radio, on the music, what his friends do. He's gonna follow that. And there may be somebody who's had somebody to teach them, whether it may not been 100%, but they taught them, hey, it's okay to bring a woman flowers. It's okay to find out something she like and do it just because it's a Tuesday. It's okay to do that. It's okay to express your feelings to that woman. Where the other guy, I ain't telling her nothing. I ain't no sucker. I ain't gonna be out here doing all that. It just depends on the guy you get.
Mm-hmm.
If you get that other guy, and then you're like, oh, why he not like this? Why he not like that? Why he not? So now you're trying to throw hints. I really like some flowers. Y'all watching them some nice flowers over there. I mean, them flowers, they're not even that expensive. Them flowers over there. And you like, I don't care about no stupid flowers. They're gonna die anyway. And you like, oh, he missed up. I'm trying to throw hints that I want flowers.
Right.
Another guy, you may say, this is a nice flower. He may say, yeah, they all right. And he'll be walking, and before you know it, he done ran out. Let me run to the bathroom. He done went and grabbed the flowers, got it waiting in the car for you. When y'all get back in the car from the grocery, you got the flowers sitting right there. And you like,
That's dope.
Right. I like that. I like that.
But see, that depends on your upbringing, on who's taught you to listen to cues and to do things like that, opposed to that guy that did that with the flowers. Some guys will call him a sucker. Oh man, you gonna suck. She tell you want flowers, you gonna sneak off and go get the flowers and try to be all romantic.
But why do guys do that to other guys? Is it because they don't want the standard to be raised for them? Like, they don't want the universal standard to be like, oh, dang, now I got to do that because...
Well, here's the thing. Remember I was saying that a lot of us are self-righteous. My way is the right way. And if I don't do it and I see you doing it, that means, why you not doing what I'm doing? So I'm going to talk bad about you. This is like when you're in school and you got that person that said, I remember we was in school, in high school, and we had the 3 bells. We had the first bell that's like, all right, telling you, get to class, you got 2 or 3 more minutes before the other bell go. All right, boom, this bell, you need to be in class. You know, the last bell, this bell hit and you ain't in there, you're late. Okay, so we sitting around in the midst of our changing classes, and we hanging around talking, the bell go. All right, now I'm on the football team. I don't need to have my teacher calling the coach, telling him that one of his players are coming to class late, because there's consequences for that. So the bell rings, and a couple of us, and we're like, all right, man, let me go, I'll catch y'all later. We dip. There's a couple of kids sitting back in the audience, man, y'all suckers, man, that bell ring, y'all go running. Ain't nobody running, man, going to that bell. Y'all trying to get to class. Oh, nerds, look at you, trying to run and get to class. So they wanted us to be like, oh yeah, that is right. I don't care about going to class one time. I'm gonna sit back. No, you stay there by yourself. I got consequences if I don't get to class. So you have that where some guys that don't want to do, they don't want nobody else to do. Because it's gonna shine some light on them being that way.
So to piggyback off of that, are you guys, and I'm going to say you specifically, because here you are today on this forum and you're having these conversations with us. You're answering these questions for us, and you seem like you might be a little level-headed. I don't know. But are you having these types of conversations with your guy friends? Like, is there a forum where guys are like, hey man, you know what? If your girl want them flowers, y'all get them flowers. Like, you know, what happened to the whole happy life? Like, do men not, like, if I'm thinking about the guys who didn't have the mentors growing up, who didn't see a healthy relationship in their household, who didn't see it in their family, in their community, but he's friends with the guy who did, or he's friends with the guy who has a successful, healthy, non-toxic relationship. Are y'all not giving this type of mentorship to your homies?
I can't speak for everybody. There are some that does happen. There are some circles that happen. But then at the same time, there are circles where that can't happen. Honestly, men are prideful. And sometimes our egos are just too big to have another man tell me how to treat a woman. Like, for you to tell me how to treat a woman, that means you feel like you're a better man than I am. Why should I listen to you? I know how to get women. You know, so sometimes you have some people, egos rise up. That's why when you have these, that's like right now, I can come to y'all city and I could bring the top relationship guy, whoever it is that, you know, y'all deem as the guy. And he can come and say women have to pay $100 for their ticket, men get in free. I guarantee you still have 100 times more women there than you have men. Because men are like, I'm not going to listen to this other man tell me how to treat women. What I look like sitting there, he listening to him, oh, yeah, I need to do this. Oh, so some men take that as a pride ego thing. And I'm good, I know how to do this. But they're being mentored somewhere, believe it or not. And it's a lot of times when you're in your circles with your friends, a lot of times, you know, you hear one guy say something, you hear another guy say something, you hear another guy say something. You chime in, so you're having those discussions. All the time, they're not, and then sometimes guys don't want to be real with other guys. Mm-hmm. So some guys, you can't get a guy to be like, man, listen, I need help. Because somebody show me how to be more romantic, man, because listen. My girl told me she wanted me to be more romantic. And I'm telling you, I don't know. I ain't never had nobody in my life teach me how to be romantic. So I need some help. He would have, you see how humbling that would have to be for a man with an ego to tell another man, I need you to teach me. Because then that other guy may feel that one day, the other man gonna say, oh, the reason you got her because of me, I had to teach you how to be romantic.
Wow.
So the fact of me not having, now I'm gonna stick to myself, I'm doing it myself. I figured out, I don't need your help. You know, so that's why you have that. Like I said, if you look through history at any relationship seminars, who do you see sitting in the seats? Women. Women, because women are like, I want to know. I want this. What do I need to do? Oh, I realize I need to look for this kind of man opposed to that kind of man. You know, but when you develop that great friendship with your partner, you'll be surprised, even though as hard as he is, if he's the right kind of guy, you'll be surprised what a little simple conversation would do. And sometimes that woman is the person to show him how to treat her. Because see, you show people how to treat you. I guarantee you, if you got a boyfriend, y'all got boyfriends, I'm guarantee you're going to teach your boyfriends how to treat you, whether good or bad. Because...
Can you elaborate on that real quick?
Well, for instance, if, and I'm not like this, let me put this out for the world and say that this is just an example. I have never put my hands on a woman, and you know, so here's the thing. If by chance I'm dating a woman and she's frustrated me for some reason about whatever, and I notice that from what I know of her, that I possibly could get away with it because she's made me that angry. And I possibly need to show her that this is how angry she made me, and she don't need to ever make me this angry again. And I possibly put my hands on her. Well, trust and believe there are some women that I may have dated. I know I better not do that because I will not make it past that first hit. You see what I'm saying?
Not that we've ever dated, but I'm saying I'm cis again.
We know.
Okay. All right.
So, but at the same time, there are some women that I might slip up and I might yell or say something at her in a certain way, and she's okay with it. Not that she's okay with it. She may be cry, she may hurt, she may be whatever, but I'm still here, and she's still here. So it may happen again down the road. She's still here. So now I know if I curse at her and say certain things, she's not going anywhere. So now it elevates to now I'm grabbing her by the arms and shaking her. She's still here. She ain't call the police. She ain't tell her family they're not about to come string me up by my toe. Nothing. She's actually protecting me. So then it escalates one day till I slap her. She will not go out because of her bruise that she doesn't want anybody to see. Why? Because she doesn't want anybody to know what I'm doing to her. So now she's still protecting her abuser. She has taught me how to treat her. I know now that I can get away with these things. So the same thing happened in reverse. If I try that and she like, listen, let me go ahead and tell you this. I don't know who. Listen, if you ever raise your hand up to scratch your head while we argue, I'm going to think you trying to hit me. And we're going to have a whole serious problem. I'm like, girl, ain't nobody scared of you. But then I might be thinking, like, okay, she is kind of crazy. I don't know if she's mad. I don't know if I want to find out how crazy she is. But see, I know she might not be the one for me. But catch what I just said. See, she might not be the one for me. So I need to get rid of her. She's not going to let me abuse her. So I need to find another woman that will. And just teach me how to treat her. She even showed me almost where to hit her at if I need to hit her.
Wow.
You know, she'll show me that more body blows work opposed to the face. Because of her job, she's going to constantly be in front of people. Because she may even tell you hit me in my face, I can't even go to work for 2 days. Now, what is everybody going to say? She's telling me, you hit me in my face. I bruise easily here. So now all these people are going to see me, or I'm going to constantly keep taking days off. Basically, don't hit me in my face if you have to hit me. You see what I'm saying? So we teach people how to treat us. Unfortunately, the good or bad, but we do. But then you got to ask yourself the question, why do I do that? Why am I teaching them that this is okay? Why am I, and that's like I was telling you earlier, this wisdom key I got from a guy named Mike Murdoch, like 100 years ago. If you can tolerate it, you will not change it. No matter what it is. If you can tolerate it, you will not change it. You know how somebody annoying when somebody come up and just poke you and be doing this? It's real annoying. Somebody can come poke you. Bink can be poking you like this right here. And until it annoys you enough is when you're gonna tell her to stop. Or you're gonna swing something. But as long as she do 2 or 3 taps and it does, you can tolerate it, she's gonna keep doing it. It's only, and that's with everything and everybody.
Right.
When you get to a point where you can't tolerate it anymore, then that's when you'll change it. Until then.
I think that's a good ending point for us. But I reserve the right to bring you back on possibly in 2 weeks, one more time for June, because this was dope. I don't know about y'all. I still got
it was
more questions. And I feel like this was very beneficial. So thank you. We appreciate you coming on. We appreciate your time. Hashtag Black Men Don't Cheat. Hashtag Mind of a Man. I can ride with a lot of stuff that he said tonight, except for that one. But again, thank you, Yale Pool. Thank you, Tay, Kia. Remember, guys, these are our swimsuit models. Sports Illustrated, hit them up. Follow them on social media. Y'all go ahead and spit your tags real quick so that they can follow you.
My Instagram is Kia Talley. That's KeyaTalley on all social media.
And my Instagram is LoveTaylon, LoveTaylon, and it's the same on all social media as well.
And yeah, if we get some more ladies who want to pick your brain, where can they follow you on social media?
Pretty much everywhere at Yale Pool. Instagram is Yale_Pool. But yeah, I'm not hard to find. I'm just regular average guy in these mean streets. That's all, you know.
Okay, I'll let you tell that. So until next time, thank you again. And we will continue this conversation to try and figure out the mind of a man. Until next time, y'all be blessed.
Bye.